Hi.
Hi, it's been a while.
It's been a long while since we recorded something.
Yeah. Before we start, just a tiny little disclaimer. I am currently using a headset that I use for gaming. I'm trying out my game computer to see if I can use it for recording and that kind of thing. So if you guys hear any crackling or weird noises while I'm talking, that's the reason why. I do apologize if it's harsh on your ears.
It's just trying it out
Yeah.
and seeing if this works. But yeah, the audio quality will probably be different.
Yeah, exactly. I do plan on getting a better microphone soon because I'm going to start streaming and I need a good microphone for that. So it'll double as my podcast microphone.
Love it when you can use items for different things.
Exactly. I just kind of want to say something really quickly before we start. I had a crazy ass dream about you last night.
Oh no.
But it wasn't just about you. It was also about Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi.
Yeah, with the impending season 2 dropping.
I think I don't know why it was so random, but the whole time I just kept thinking my girlfriend loves you. She loves you. The dream was within a dream. It was so weird.
Dreamception? No, wait. Inception.
Yeah, no, it was Dreamception, Inception sort of a deal. So I'm on Instagram, but I'm also playing a game. And Taika his live stream started, so I went on just to watch him while I was playing the game. And so he's talking, but no one else was in there. And then I was just saying "Oh, my girlfriend loves you," and we can't wait for the next season, blah blah blah. And he video calls me, and then he's like, "Oh, this is so cool. I'm so happy that you're." It was just so random. So then he's showing me his outfit, and his outfit is just a white dress. So
I,
he's just, oh, go ahead.
I saw a Tumblr post of someone who did art of Ed, and they made him wear an sort of a wedding dress, kind of. It was
Yeah,
all white and lace, and there was a description of something like he doesn't particularly want to be a bride, but he just wants to feel pretty.
that is so weird because in my dream, I'd never. Oh, okay, by the way, I'd never seen this post that you're talking about. But in my dream, I asked, I was like, "Oh, is that a wedding dress?" And he goes, not really. I just like it because it makes me feel pretty." And he was showing it
Oh,
off in the video. So weird. And and so he's talking to me and he's saying how excited he is to know that you liked him or something. And then he asked me what I thought about. I don't know why, but my brain was like, "Oh, he was starring in the live action of One Piece," which I've never watched the anime for that, but there's a live action and everybody's talking about it. And for some
yeah.
reason, he was in that show.
So far, I haven't seen him. I think I have seen 3 episodes now.
No, I don't think he's actually in it.
No, I.
I think my brain just went, "Oh, he's in it," or something.
Oh, okay,
And then
it's
he kept,
pirates.
yeah, and then yes, and then he's like, "What did Liz think of me in that show?" And I was so distracted by the game that I was playing that I didn't respond to fucking. Oh my god! And then he left. He just left. He just
He was
hung
like,
up.
okay, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I didn't even notice because I was so consumed in the game. I was so consumed in the game. Anyways, that was my dream. I just need to tell you about it.
Oh wow. I'm going to show you the image now. It's a drawing, and so I don't quite know if we can post it in the photo dump
I think you
because
can
it's
as
art
long
of
as you,
someone.
yeah, as long as you link who the artwork is by. I think it's fine.
Okay. Well, this is the one that I meant.
Literally, that is what it looked like. It
Oh
was
wow. It
uh,
manifested.
it's so weird. I just don't understand. He was wearing a white dress. I thought it was a wedding dress and I said so and he was like, "No, I just like to feel pretty."
Yeah. Okay, so the description, I will read it out loud for you now. It's not even his wedding day, he just likes to feel pretty.
Oh my god, that is so fucking weird. And the thing is too, you can ask Angie. I was literally this morning I was like, "I have to tell you about this weird ass dream that I had." And so I told her everything, even the part about him wearing kind of a wedding dress that wasn't a wedding dress and what he said. That's
Yeah.
bizarre. I've never seen that picture before.
it's
Ooh,
just it fits
spooky.
so well with
Yeah.
little Edward Teach that it just that your brain was just like, okay, this all makes sense. Of
Yeah.
course.
I know we're
Like
not talking about our flag means death today, but we are
yeah.
talking about pirates.
Oh yeah.
So, kind of fix the theme.
In a previous episode, we mentioned that we had exciting news, and maybe not exciting for you guys, but exciting for us. Well, here you go. This is our exciting news. We are writing a book together. Woo!
Yay! Yeah, so I bothered Liz about an idea and I was like, hey, how would you feel about doing a collaboration? So, just so you guys are aware, we don't know when or if this book will be published anytime soon. We're
Yeah,
just
it's just a
having
fun
fun.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to help us with our writing. Liz is smashing it. Liz has been like they already have like so many pages. My BS is not even a full chapter's worth, but I have a lot of ideas. That's me. I've
Your
got a lot of
your
ideas, not a lot of writing down.
But your BS is cool as shit. I read it, and the things that you come up with is so
I
rad.
try.
And
I
I love
try.
that we can collaborate on this and
Yeah.
just sort of bounce off each other with ideas for just one project because we used to do that for our own projects. And now we actually get to immerse ourselves
Yeah.
together in this one world. So
Yeah.
yeah, should we say what it's about?
I mean, I was literally just about to say it's one of your special interests.
And
So,
one of yours. We
yeah.
mushed them
We
together.
wish them together. All
Whoa.
right, you go ahead.
Yeah, so we thought it would be really cool to write a story about pirates and also about ghosts.
Yes.
So how we are going to go about it is we write a chapter at a time. So I do a chapter and River does a chapter, and then I do a chapter and River does a chapter. So we have dual point of views, and I'm a stowaway. I'm going to meet pirates and to look for an item that will bring my dead husband back. But then I meet someone along the way who, at first, so it's gonna be enemies to lovers. So at first, it's gonna
Yes.
be hell together, and then not so much anymore.
So the dynamic is your character JJ is a sweet kind of I don't know, fairy core
Yeah,
kind of.
fairy core is exactly how you could describe her.
Yeah, she's so cute. She reminds me of a pixie, just like a cute little pixie, but a human.
Yeah, exactly. Her name is JJ. We were thinking about names, and then I wrote down some stupid names, and
No, we're all
and then
good.
that's what it was. It's from the show that we were watching at the time called Bump, and then they called their kid JJ, and it's short for Jacinda.
Oh, I love it.
And I thought it was so random for a girl who goes to hang out with pirates. And your character is a ghost pirate, a pirate
Yes.
captain, which is
Yes.
super cool. And her name is Lala. So we
Yeah.
both have ridiculous names.
Yeah, JJ and Lala. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about I remember in the beginning I was like, I don't know if that fits, but I kind of love it now.
It's so dumb that it's fun.
It's just a cute idea. I just thought like having a captain with like a really silly name would be so fun, like especially because she's kind of a hard ass.
I was about to say she's so. I don't want to say evil, but kind of.
Yeah, I mean, definitely in the beginning she's evil. I think she has like kind of I don't know, the way that I come up with characters is I like to think about and I think everybody does this, especially writers, they think about like their background and like the choices that brought them to where they are now. And for her, I think she just went through a lot as a child. So as an adult, she's just really hard, you know, like her heart is like icy, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I think it is going to work because your character is so I don't want to say bubbly, but she just seems like a ray of sunshine in like a in a storm,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. It's definitely Grumpy versus Sunshine.
Yes, yeah,
We
for
already
sure.
have two tropes.
I mean, like, listen, there are tropes for a reason. Some people don't like, you know, doing things over and over again, but I'm like, if it works,
It
If it
works.
works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just, add on to it, make it your own. And I think that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's really fun because I get to put my special interest to use because you are like, oh, how does this work on a
I know
ship? Or
nothing
what
about
is this?
pirates. I love how I'm like, I'm gonna write a pirate captain, and then I'm like, what's
Wait.
this? How do I do this? Wait, what is this called? Who is this person on a ship? And you have all the answers. I feel like the roles should have been reversed, but I kind of love learning and like asking you all the questions. It's like a challenge for me. Oh, and the other thing too is like I feel like our body types are reversed as well. Like Lala's like very like tall and like slender, and your character's like tiny.
Yeah, my character's very short.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It just sort of happened.
yeah.
Which
That's
reminds me of Amanda, your sister.
oh for sure. The pictures of you
Yeah.
and her.
We hang out last Saturday, and it was so fun because we were like, oh, we gotta take pictures. And then she was like, oh, I need to stand up on this wall right here. So the pictures that we took was her on a wall.
Okay, so everybody that doesn't know, my sister, oh my god, bless her.
She
She
is
is
tiny. She's
4'11". She's 4'11". She is borderline little person. Like,
she's really badass,
yeah.
but short.
Okay, so
Sorry,
that's
Amanda. It's really endearing.
it's true though. She's like, I'll fuck you up, but she's like super
Yeah,
tiny.
exactly. She's like one of those pictures where you have a duck with a knife.
Oh my god, that is her. Yeah, I'm so happy. Like, it makes my heart so full seeing you guys together because, like, we've never met in person, right? We've never gotten to do that yet. But my sister lives in the Netherlands, and so you guys have gotten to meet up a couple times. It feels like it brings us closer to each other too, right?
Nice, yeah. I was just really glad that I got to know her through you
Yeah.
because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have had her.
Yeah, she was saying the other day, she's like, I haven't had a friend in years. It just warmed my heart. Like, she was like, I have a friend, and it just made me feel so happy. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's, you guys are so perfect. Like, you guys literally look the same. You guys look like the same vibe, like in the pictures.
I told her that I was going to go in Pirate Corps and then she went witchy.
Yeah,
So for some reason, it turned out to be kind of matching outfits
yeah.
with the
Black
skirts and
lace.
the
Yeah.
yeah. It kind of worked out, I guess. But
No, you guys are so cute. And like I'm kind of curious to see how it'll be for us as well. Like even in my main book, the height difference and such is also based on us. Like Sam's height,
accidentally, right?
yeah, Sam's height
Yeah.
is like maybe not as tall as you, but taller. And then Vera's height is like my height and like my body type. So like you're like a little pencil, and then Vera is like the chunky eraser.
The Chucky Racer. But I love your character and your crew
Yeah.
and the way that they are ghosts and then they kind of greenish, right?
Yeah, so some of them kind of look more ghoulish than ghosts. Like, so for example, I was thinking that, if Captain Lala died in a shipwreck, maybe some of her old crew lived on and they weren't in that like cursed situation where they had to stay on the shipwreck. So she only has like a handful of people from when she was alive. So there's only a handful of crew members. So ones that I've kind of I don't want to say fleshed out, but thought about. There's Winston. He's the journaler, and he has an English accent. He's very large. He's got these thick glasses. He's kind of like in his, I would say, like early 30s, maybe late 20s. So he's still young. He's got brown, thick, curly hair. And I said, think Hagrid but cuter. So like, um,
Poor Hagrid.
well, no, Hagrid's super cute, but just like boyish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
see characters being like more boyish. I want his character to be the kind of person that kind of comes up and like tries to chill Lala out. Like, oh, it's okay. You're good. Things are rolling. She doesn't have a first mate or anybody that like does that. Like her old
Yeah,
first
you
mate
mean
and
Quartermaster?
her old quartermaster lived on, so she doesn't have that anymore.
So lame that he kept on living.
I know. Shh. And then the other one that I have fleshed out is
Yes,
Tudori.
I wanted to say that it's fun. Can I?
Yeah, introduce
Okay.
him.
Yeah, you have a sentence written where he's talking, and I just love it so much how you written it down, and it's so clear that he has an accent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna do it well, but he says we're not really con eat 'em, Captain, right? You just mean we can't loot 'em, steal their ale and whatnot, right?
I just see like in my head I just see him as like this really thin, like kind of quirky kid.
I mean, he's a cabin boy, so
Yeah.
that tracks.
Yeah, he takes things really literally. Like I see him maybe a little bit as an autistic kid. My captain says, my captain. Uh,
Yeah.
Lala says like, oh, like we're gonna go eat. I forget what she says. She says something about like eating.
Tonight we feast on the living, she
Oh,
says.
okay, yeah, something cool. See, like she says
I
something cool, and then
also always forget what I said,
I
and
know
then
I'm
I
in
read
the
it back,
moment.
and I'm like, oh shit, did I write this? That's so cool.
It's the same for me. I don't know how people remember what they write. And also, just by the way, I think it's fine that we don't remember. Could you imagine being that like narcissistic that you remember your lines?
Oh,
Like
I thought you were gonna say so organized.
organized. I feel like some people probably remember like their most memorable lines or lines that they really love, but like it's so early in the game right now with this book that like I just don't remember. I'm just like literally putting shit on the page and hoping it sticks, you know?
I mean, I feel like when the book is small, then I will remember everything, but once
Yeah.
it gets bigger, I just remember the large lines and
Yeah.
just vaguely what's going on
Yeah.
because it just gets too much for my brain to comprehend, I
Right.
suppose.
Yeah, I think that happens. Like, I feel like that's like, especially with autistic people, we tend to only remember like the key moment or the ones that impacted us the most.
Yeah, or the ones that are the most fun.
Yeah. I think that's why I love that moment with Tudori and I call him Tudori because I just thought it would be cute because my character should have an accent. I don't know what it sounds like. Sounds Romanian, whatever that is. And,
Isn't Armenian
no,
like
Romanian.
oh, Romanian?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
she's,
that is so. Think Dracula. I
yeah.
want to suck your blood. Like I don't know how else to describe it,
Nice.
but it's really yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh no, sorry, not Romanian. Romani. Just ignore everything that I just said. Romani. So she's like Indian descent.
Oh
Yeah.
well, the Indian accent we know, right?
No, I know, but I can't do it. I'm not gonna try that. I'll write it, but I'm not gonna like.
I don't know if I can do it either.
You
I
probably
think,
did it better than I would.
but I don't
My
want to be mean. So
Yeah, my wife talks to a lot of Indian people, and oh my gosh, I just love their accents. They're so cute and pretty.
it's really cool to listen to accents of people.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is one of the fun parts about collaborating and character collaboration is that like yeah, so Winston is a character that I came up with, Tudor is a character that I came up with, but you get to interact with them as well and you get to add things to their character as well. And so like during your perspectives, you
Hmm.
get to have those interactions and write dialogue for them. So you get to kind of
Yeah,
like play along. And
yeah.
it'll be the same for me when you come up with characters as well. And I think that's like one of the benefits of having someone to collaborate with because maybe they see something in a character that you didn't even notice before.
Yeah, and we can bounce off
Yeah.
ideas and we can make each other's characters better.
Yeah.
Sometimes brains just think differently and we have other ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's happened already where I come up with something and then you're like, "Oh, well maybe it will be fun if this and this and this happens."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh, and then we can do this." And so it's just sort of it fills each other up
Yeah.
and then you get to the thing, and I think that's really cool. It's so different rather than writing it yourself
I
because you have no feedback kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have like a critique partner or someone that's like reading your stuff and suggesting things, but it's a totally different vibe when you have someone that you trust and you're talking about a common goal, right? The common goal is to make a story that is worth reading, that's fun to read, that characters that feel fleshed out, etc. And so
Yeah.
when you have someone you're doing that with, you guys were both on the same page. We're both trying to do the
Literally.
exact same thing. Ah! I know. Okay, the other thing is that we're using Google Docs and like we're writing at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes like my favorite part is where we leave each other little messages on
Yeah, sometimes when one of us is writing, then the other reads it and comments underneath it.
Yeah,
It's fun.
exactly.
But sometimes it jumps. And then
Oh my god. Yeah,
I
that's
had that before, and then I was just like, "Whoa, wait, what's happening?"
I know. I thought about using a separate
No,
one.
it's just fun. It's
It
funny.
is
It's like you
playing a game
notice it,
together.
but it's not an inconvenience.
I do feel like it's playing a game together. It's like we're figuring it out together. But you
Yeah,
have written way more than I have. But I've done a lot of
you've done a lot of background searching and
yeah.
looking things up, and I was just like, keyboard smash.
I think for me though it's different cuz I don't know why this is with my brain. I always want to like to make sure that like if I'm writing about a character, especially one of a different culture or a different ethnicity, I want to like research the fuck out of it first so that way it feels authentic and I'm not
Hmm.
like messing anything up, you know. There was a moment I wanted to tweet about the book and I used the term gypsy, which is nowadays seen as a very negative, not a good term to use when discussing like Romani descent and that kind of thing. But there was a time when the term gypsy was more used as like a beautiful thing, like having a gypsy's heart, having like there's that Vanessa Carlton song where she references it. So I think like for me, I never saw the term gypsy as like a negative term, but some people do see it as a negative term. So those are things that like I need to know so that way if I'm representing her like writing about her and we ever do plan on publishing, we don't get backlash, you know. So
Yeah. So it's kind of a thing that is bastardized, and you gotta
yes,
sort of
yeah,
work around that.
yeah, exactly. Because really what it meant is, you know, these people would see the Romani as like wanderers and they often thought that they were Egyptians. So the term gypsy came from that. It was like a slur. I'm still researching because, you know, you never know. You just want to make sure that you check all your boxes.
Yeah.
But I still really want to develop this character because I feel like if I do it correctly, she's going to be so cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I don't think people really think about when you're writing a book, that there's so much research going on behind the scenes. Like 80% of writing a book is researching.
I know. That's why I haven't done any writing really because I'm still researching two other characters that I was thinking about. Like one is a French guy and then the other one is a Spanish girl. And I just want the Spanish girl to be super tiny like Amanda, like super tiny but like rough, you know?
Yeah.
They're actually sort of taken from have you ever watched the movie Atlantis, like the Disney movie? It's okay if you haven't.
No, I don't think so. I was scouring my brain vaults, but no, I don't think so.
Let
I have
me
seen Stargate Atlantis, but that's a live action show. I just
yeah.
learned that word. Good, huh?
Wait, a live action show? You just learned it? Learned
Yeah,
it?
live action.
I'm trying to look up the characters. I'm gonna send you a picture of what these two characters look like. Do you see the girl with the hat? Her name is Audrey Ramirez.
Yeah.
In this movie, she's like this tiny little like she's like a mechanic. She's like the kind of girl that would be like, I'm gonna punch you if you don't fucking get out of my way, you know?
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
and so I kind of want to have a character based on her, and then the French guy is based on Vinny
Vinny.
Santorini. Wait, I don't know if he's French though. Sorry, the French one is Gaetan, but Vinny,
Vinny Santorini looks more Italian.
yeah. So he is. I think he is. But I kind of want a French guy that has like Vinny's look
And really good bread.
and a really good bread.
That's an Our Flag Means Death reference.
Anyways, my favorite thing about character creation is like, yeah, you can like pluck something out of thin air and just come up with something, but it's always really fun to like find someone or like a character that has characteristics or like a personality that you see for something and then you can kind of like pick and choose what you want. Yeah. Anyways, that's
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm a pantser, so I write and then get into problems, and then I have to delete stuff.
Okay, I would say that I am mostly a plotter, but in between I'm a pantser.
So
Like
you're a planter.
I'm a planter. For example, like let's just say for a chapter, I will say I want these key elements to happen, but I don't know how they're going to happen. So I'll just write until I figure it out. That's kind of what I do. And I think that's also called skeleton drafting.
Do you also have, when you're just writing, that the story just kind of takes on itself? So you're just writing shit that you kind of come up with at the moment, and then you're like, oh, characters, what are you doing? What's going to happen next?
That's exactly how Winston and Tudori came up. I was like, oh, there you
Nice.
are.
It's kind of like that Tumblr post where they're saying that I'm not coming up with my characters, I just write an incident report, something like that.
I love that. You know, I saw another quote today. I don't know if you posted or someone else. It was authors are just people with worlds inside of them.
No,
And
that
I,
wasn't me, but that sounds cool.
yeah, but it's true though. Like that's exactly how it feels. It's like writers, yeah, they come up with this idea, but sometimes I feel like it's just something that like we reach inside and pull out. Like you have this idea, but okay, so let's just say for example, J.K. Rowling, right? She's someone that we don't often want to talk about in the writing community.
You mean Daniel Radcliffe, right?
Yeah. She came up with this story and it was epic, right? Like it's super awesome. There are
Yeah.
obviously some issues now looking
She
back.
meaning Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. Um, but once it's published and once it goes out into the world, like it's sort of like, thanks for writing it. It's our story now
Yeah, it takes on a life of
of
its
its
own.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like that's kind of what authors are.
Like tools for the characters
Yeah.
to become the living.
It's like oh god, a young Frankenstein or something. Like
Yeah. Like I said,
um
we just write down the incident report.
so then I was thinking about like for example the latest book that became probably like a overnight success even though that writer had been writing for years. Fourth Wing.
With dragons, right?
Yeah, you can ride the dragon and they talk.
Okay.
They're really cool. But now like yeah, it's her story and she's writing it, but that story now belongs to everybody. So like everyone's going to have opinions, everyone's going to have like their own wants and needs from it. Does that make sense? I don't know where I was going with
Yeah,
this, but
I feel
yeah.
like that's what happens the moment that you hit publish, because at first you just see it for yourself and the occasional people that, or the editors and stuff, but it's yours.
Yeah,
But then you kind of have to put
let
it out
go.
of your hands, kind of let go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think an author said that as well in the acknowledgement. It was letting go, and that the book wasn't theirs anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but
Yeah.
that's exactly how it feels and I think that's another reason why I've been stalling because I'm not ready to let it go. I'm not ready for the public to like
I'm
have
not
its
ready to give birth yet.
oh my god, they brutalize my book and yeah, I don't know. I'm just not I don't know. I feel like it's a big step to publish. And I don't think a lot of authors think about that in the beginning of writing a book. It's like once you publish, it's not your book anymore. It is now the public's book.
I'm not thinking about publishing. I'm just thinking about writing the book and just getting it out of my head. And
Yeah.
actually, my only goal for my books that I'm writing myself is just to get them done and to feel accomplished that I actually wrote a book and then just print it for myself.
Yeah.
That will be the coolest shit. I know it would be really cool to publish it and to have people read it. But right now, it will be enough if I can have it on my shelf and if my friends can read it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you on that. And if I hadn't done my Kickstarter, if I hadn't done that, I would probably be in the exact same boat. But now I have people waiting to like have physical copies of a book. So
Yeah.
I need to like hurry the fuck up. And that's why this collaboration is so good for me because I'm not worried about it. not worried about people. I'm worried about us. Not even worried. I'm just excited about it, you know? It's just fun. It's
Yeah.
so fun. And the fact that like, you know, we write together and there's moments like I absolutely love the portions you've written so far, especially like with the once JJ is found out that she's a stowaway and the captain on
Yeah,
that
when
ship
the
is like
captain unleashes the beast,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's so cool to see the progression with our writing too, because I started writing a book and then I remember telling you about it
Yeah.
and telling Marius about it
Uh-huh.
and having discussions and being like, "Will you read this and tell me if it sucks?" And then
Yeah.
you guys kind of went through and read it and like had a lot of feedback for me and it was so awesome. And then like I think maybe 2 weeks later you were like, "You know what? I want to do this too."
Yeah,
And
and then I
then
started with short stories. And
yeah,
then
but
I became in love with writing. And it's so funny too, because when I look at early passages of my first book that I'm writing, it sucks so much. I've improved so much in my writing, and it's so cool to see.
it is. I don't think you should say it sucks. I think like it's the start because like when I think about I think about when I first started writing, it's the same thing. It's like embarrassing. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
I let someone read that.
And at that point, you were like, oh, this shit is the fucking awesomest
You're like,
thing
I am
ever.
a genius. Ha ha. With this
Yeah,
line,
exactly.
oh, ha ha. And then you go back and you're like, maybe not.
Wait, wait a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The best like beta reader I ever had was someone that like literally put my shit down so hard. Not in a bad way. She was just so blunt about it and it like literally helped me improve. She was like, I think the last thing I asked in the beta was like, would you want to read more chapters? And she said something like, if the character descriptions and well not no, she didn't say anything about dialogue, but like are the way that they are currently, like, no thank you. It's just like, okay. I need to figure that out. And like that was like I don't know, almost 2 years ago. So like I've definitely improved. I'm more cautious about things that I will share. But again, like this is a book that I know I'm going to publish and like I think like collaborations and these kinds of projects and short stories are ways for us to just like
Practice.
really just have fun and practice. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And also, I think maybe something good to remember is if not now, when?
Yes.
Because life is short, we should have fun with it. I don't know, I just rather have my book out there and have people read it, the people that matter, that will like it and enjoy it, rather than it just catching dust on my drive.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going,
No,
but
no, no, no. That is perfect and that's exactly how I think too. It's like if you just keep sitting and thinking you're going to do it and not actually doing it, it's like you're going to end up regretting that later on in life. And again, it's really for you. Yes, I am excited to publish and I know that like the public will have things to say, but I am so proud of myself and excited to see a physical printed version of my book like on my bookshelf back there.
yeah,
Like I can't wait for that. That moment will be so nice.
it will just be a personal accomplishment that
Yeah,
will be worth
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to say that what is really fun about our collaboration is that we don't really plan to have the book be very long.
No.
And the thing is, we only have to write half of it.
That's another thing. Find someone that just like gets you and then like just collaborate. And I think my coach actually has someone that he collaborates with and another person that he writes like horror books with. And
Nice.
honestly, I think it's just about having somebody that like you can rely on and I know I can rely on you. You know, I know that we both have life shit. Hey. We have life
Mm.
shit that goes on and like I feel like I'm more unreliable than you are. Like I feel like I'm the one that always forgets shit. Like I'm the one that has problems, but like you keep me grounded, you keep me sane and you always tell me when I need to do something. You're always like I don't want to be annoying, but I'm like no, I need you to do this cuz I'm so bad. I'm so bad at remembering. I'm so bad at doing things. So, yeah, thank
I'm
you.
glad I can do that for you.
No, for sure. I definitely like I love podcasting with you and I want to do more of it. podcasting isn't the problem. It's like sitting my ass down and editing. But when I'm doing it, I enjoy it so much because I just love our banter, you know?
You heard it here first. I never know what to say to these things, so here we go. Here.
You're like, I don't know how to accept a compliment. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Compliments, what are those?
I have a question.
Tell me.
So, what is one thing that you enjoy about writing a collaboration? Like, what is the thing for you that really is
The
enjoyable?
ideas
Yeah.
that we have, this world that we come up with together, and that we have all these. I'm thinking of synonyms for ideas, but I don't have any. But it's like all these thoughts are mixed together,
Hmm.
and we have all these ideas that come up into one world. It's just a mix. It's a smoothie, and that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, I have another question. For our book, I know I made like a little Pinterest board with like all kinds of
Oh yeah,
pictures for inspiration.
I need to get up there.
Yeah, it's fine. I have ideas for our book, right? Like I have these like epic thoughts that I want to do. What is
Yeah.
one thing you absolutely need to have in our book? Like what is something that you're like, I can't wait for that part?
I can't wait for us meeting and cussing the hell out of each other. Which shouldn't be long. I don't like we have this fake idea, right? Of
Yeah.
the story. But it will be fleshed out more once we get to it.
Yeah.
And then it will be cool. And we plan on writing a lot of tension around each other,
Yeah.
which I think would be cool. I think also, which will be hard, but will be fun, that JJ figures out her sexuality.
That's always fun.
Yeah, super fun.
The thing that I'm really excited about.
I wanted to ask you, but
Yeah, no,
sorry.
I was gonna tell you anyways because I'm just like thinking
Okay.
about it. Two things really. I really can't wait for Lala to have like a moment where she's looking at JJ and she's just like, "Damn, she's fine." You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and like not even that, like maybe even more romantic. Maybe there's like a sunset and she's like staring at JJ and she's just like, yeah, because she's always so like harsh and mean. So it'd be nice to have like a soft moment. And then the other thing that I was really excited
Yeah,
about.
and I think it will be really cool to have us think in our heads or in the characters' heads that they're like, she's so pretty. No, no, she's not. And or that's just like, oh, her hair is so shiny, but no, stop that.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
having
explain
no, no,
it,
no,
but
no. Yeah, no, no. It's like their minds are betraying them because they want to hate each other, but then they can't. I do like that idea a lot of them just being like in constant battle of their
or from
emotions.
I hate you so much with your stupid beautiful face and your stupid pretty hair.
Oh yeah, like their first kiss. I can't. I don't even know how it's gonna go, but I just know it's gonna be so much tension.
I don't know. I've never written it something like this before, so it's definitely gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna challenge us and it's gonna teach us a
Yeah.
lot about like writing like well, A with another person and B writing characters that are so different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that end up coming together and having so much tension. And I think it's very difficult to accurately do enemies to lovers. So something that I notice most of the time with enemies to lovers is that either it's already established very early on that there's going to be a love connection and it just takes away the element of surprise. I know we're talking about it and that, you know, people that listen to this will know, but people that haven't listened to this episode that don't know about us, if they do read it, they're not going to know right off the bat that there's any kind of sapphic anything. They're just going to go they hate each other and eventually they'll start to see the tensions building and that kind of thing.
Well, I suppose that we can't really work around it. I suppose it's gonna be pretty obvious because it's dual path and stuff. But yeah, it's fun to think that people will not catch on.
Well, I think unless we I don't know, like it depends on how we market it, right?
Personally, I don't care if it's obvious or not because it's still fun to read. And then you're like, oh, how do they go from hating each other this much to from wanting to kill each other to
but
being
that
in love? How
but
does this
that's
happen? And then you're
yeah.
just here for the ride.
But that's like how it should be. Like even if you know beforehand picking up a book going like, "Oh, this is enemies to lovers, like they're eventually going to get together." It's like how does it happen? Whereas like some books have it like very obvious in the very beginning of the book. Like, there's no chase, there's no tension, there's nothing. It's just like, it's already a stat. I read this one book where it was an enemies to lovers, and the enemies had already fucked before the story even starts,
Oh,
before
wow,
anything even
okay.
happens. They had already had sex. So like, sex and love are very close together. Love and hate are very close
Love and hate
together.
too.
Yeah, but sex and love are very close together. So if you have two characters that have already had like sexual and intimacy, like,
Yeah.
of course it's closer for them to start having that relationship of, love. It
Mm-hmm.
just takes away all of the like, will they, won't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm like, and I know that we're gonna do it really well. I know we're gonna be like adding a lot of tension and anger and aggression.
We'll find out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that we can write it together and that I get to write about more pirates. Because I'm already writing another book about pirates, and it's just really cool that I can write
You
about
need
pirates
to
in two
we
books.
Yeah, we need to actually have an episode dedicated to your pirate book, and you can talk
Okay.
about every well, I mean, like, why not, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sure.
So yeah, I think this was a pretty solid episode. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. I think I enjoyed talking about it. I'm a little talked out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening to our rambles, and we are really excited to write this book, and we hope that you will stick around for us to well
Give
until we
you
publish it, and then you
We'll
can
give you
finally read
updates.
it. No, yeah, we will give updates. Maybe at one point, once we get there, we can maybe read out the chapter or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know if you would like to hear us narrate a chapter of our book. Maybe that will be fun. I don't know.
I would love that. Another thing I was thinking is it would be really cool for us to maybe talk about how we each write a chapter, like what elements we use and how we break down a chapter, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I
All
don't
right.
know what else to say.
No, I know. I feel like we're both just like, and done.
I'm looking for pictures for our Pinterest board, so it's my own fault.
No, I think we're autistic.
We
We
need to
autistic
do
as fuck.
multiple things at one time, but we also can't multitask.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
That's what happened in my dream with Watiti. No, Takiti. No, what?
Taika.
Taka Watiti.
It's a curse and a blessing,
He
both
literally
at the
left
same
the
time.
chat because I was playing a fucking game. He was like, "Peace out, bitch."
And with
Adios.
that, we will also leave the chat. Have
Aw,
a fun day, guys,
yeah.
and we will see you in the next one, or we will hear you. You will hear us in the next one.